Hello, hello. Today we are answering questions about the Free America Walkout. So add your questions in the chat and we are so excited to answer them. It's just us for now, and this is kind of more like really casual. This isn't scripted. We don't have a run of show or anything. We're here to answer your questions. So if you have questions about the Free America Walkout on January 20th, 2 p.m. local time, ask us here. If you are a teacher and you're not totally sure how you can participate and really take part in a walkout, ask, because we can brainstorm some ideas together. If you're a student and you want more information on how to organize a walkout with your classmates and your peers, ask. We have a lot of people doing really creative things for the walkout. People aren't limiting themselves to just walking out. And we have a lot of people who have asked us, well, I'm retired. How can I participate in a walkout? There are lots and lots of ways to participate, to support each other. So ask us questions. We are so excited to, facilitate everybody's participation in a way that makes sense for them. Because we also know that people work in sensitive fields. Historically, I have worked in a state legislature. I know that for public workers, your free speech rights are extremely limited while you're on the job. So there are some considerations for a lot of different people. We've seen in comments, people saying like, you just walk out. It's not so simple for everyone. So ask your questions. We have answers. We have a lot of people who are getting really creative as well. And there are ways to take action that are not strictly walking out of a workplace if you are not somebody who works in a workplace. One of my favorites is retail walkouts. If you are, a remote worker, or if you're retired, if you are a stay-at-home parent, gathering up a good bunch of people and then going to a boycotted retailer and then walking out at 2, and then maybe waving signs out front if you would like, that, you have free speech rights to do that. So, retail walkouts are an option. Taking your kids for a walk, just walk out, just be out. If the weather permits. If you are someone who has the capacity and you are not someone who's tied to a workplace, maybe you can organize a rallying point for your community. So, there are lots of different ways to take action here, and we want to help you, help facilitate that for you, help you figure out how to make that shake. So hello, thanks for joining us. If you have questions about the Free America Walkout, please ask them in the chat. Let me drop that in a banner too. Ask your questions. Ask me anything about the Free America Walkout and how you can take action. All right. Oh no, we don't want that to be timed. I'm going to turn off the timer here because I don't need that to be a time thing. There we go. This is a really cool feature in the tool that we have, that we can time the banners, but we don't need that right now. So yeah, asking your questions. That's what we're here for today, Wednesday, Friday, and next Monday. We're just answering your questions about the Free America Walkout because we want to make sure that you are able to participate in a way that makes sense for you. So ask me your questions. I'm going to be sipping on water and watching the chat. I know that for some people, they are possibly doing some workers are digitally blacking out on their work calendars. So they're blocking off their work calendar at 2 o'clock and not taking meetings, not taking messages, putting up an away message. So it's like a digital walkout where they are still withdrawing cooperation to a degree. because really what we're going for here is non-cooperation. This is the goal. And we're going to be talking about this at length tomorrow night at our at the Free America Walkout mass call. We're going to be going into depth about the why of a walkout and really the historical context of walkouts, why and where they've been effective, and why we're escalating to a walkout. Because make no mistake, this is an escalation. This is an escalated action. We're not opting for a big mass march this year because the administration has escalated, and so must we. We need to build the muscle for non-cooperation and non-cooperation en masse. That is the most important part, is learning how to move together in non-cooperation and defiance of the systems at play. Now, I know that for some people, this also is, I love my job. Like I get to spend this time with you guys talking about how we are going to fight back against this administration. And also, for some people, they also love their work and their job, and they don't want to walk out of their job. So we're not asking people to leave their job, to quit their job. We're asking people to walk out. So for some people, if you are kind of reluctant, use your mandated break time. If you have a lunch break, if you have a 10 or 15-minute break, depending on what state you're in, for the most part, most people will have these mandated break times built into their days. So schedule that as part of your time, right? I think that's an option for many people. So do your walkout during your break time. I think if that's possible for you. But I also understand, there are other people who are still reluctant because of the sensitive fields that they work in. And a lot of people are doing solidarity actions around that. So we're seeing, people who are saying, well, I'm a nurse. I really can't leave my patients. I'm a therapist. I'm responsible for my patients, and I'm responsible to my patients. And we totally get that. So we have, and going back to our retired community, we have people who are going to be waving signs outside of these sensitive workplaces in solidarity with the people who can't walk out because of the kind of work that they're in. For teachers, now this is the fun part. I think teachers still have an opportunity. There are students who are interested in walking out, maybe being a supervising teacher, if that's an option, right? I check with your union reps, see if that is an option for you. So ask us your questions though. I'm kind of going off about what the options are. But if you have questions yourself, I would love to answer them. And we have other team members who are going to be popping in and out as well to answer even more of your questions. So pop them in, and we'd love to help you out. Let me take another sip of water. I am fighting off a cold. So, but this is so important that I am really excited to make the shake and to be supportive of all of you. So ask me anything about walking out, and we'll get it going. Let me know if you're here from the app, or if you just happen across us on Facebook, on YouTube. Let us know where you're coming from. And also, let me know, are you going to be walking out? Tell me in the comments. I want to know what y'all are up to, and if you're just walking out of your work by yourself, if you have gotten some friends, some colleagues that are aligned with you to walk out with you. Really, I think that's one of the most powerful things we can do, is asking a coworker, like, hey, like, I know that this is making you uncomfortable. I know that this administration is grating on you. You want to walk out with me like for just 15 minutes? You want to like, do you want to walk out with me on Tuesday? Like, bring other people in. You might find that you have more allies than you think. There are so many reasons. There are so many reasons to walk out. We have all been really active in the last week about one of those many, many reasons. So if you're here, drop in the comments. What's your reason for walking out? And more importantly, what does a free America look like to you? What do you want to build towards? Because that's so important as we work for a better world, that we're not just rebelling, that we're not just resisting, that we're building towards something, that we have a vision of what comes next. We can't just, we don't want to be the dog that caught the car and then doesn't know what to do. We want to build to something better. So what's a free America to you? Let me know in the comments, because that's what we're walking out for. This isn't a symbolic action. This is us escalating. This is us stepping up and stepping out of our comfort zone. Because for a lot of people, that's a big piece of the reluctance, is that this is out of their comfort zone. This is inconvenient. And the point of most protest is inconvenience. It's getting in the way. The soda counter protests, the sit-ins, those were inconvenient. And, it's strikes, work stoppages, those are inconvenient. The point is to inconvenience people. All right, kickoff overpass standout. Amazing. So excited to see the pictures from West Stockbridge. Thanks, Jonathan. Do you want to tell us more about that in the comments? Like how y'all are, how you've put that together, how people are finding each other? Do you have local community groups that you are sharing this with? Are there already aligned groups within your community that you are sharing that out with? I think that's really important to understand as we organize events. If you choose to organize one yourself, it doesn't have to be a big, huge march, right? 3 people counts. 2 people counts. You and a coworker, that counts. But if you do want to set up a rallying point for your community, when people walk out, they walk out to something. That is super cool. And we have a map, a dog. I think I am missing some context about, does it have to be a dog? So that being said, walk out with who you can walk out with. And if you have the capacity to put together a rallying point, I'm going to drop the map link into the comments here so that y'all can add your events if you would like to create an event to the calendar. There we go. All right. So if you want to find some other people walking out in your community, make sure to check out that link. It's in the comments. And also, if you don't find anything in your community, maybe you can be the person to put together that rallying point. Even if you're not, it's like I said, it doesn't have to be a big march. It doesn't have to be a whole big thing. It's just giving people in your community the signal that not only are they not alone, but they have somewhere to be, right? I think that is a really powerful option and a really great way to bring your community together, to be the person who takes that stand and gives other people a point of connection. Because this isn't just a one day thing. At this point, we are building our networks. And really, that's the important thing about marches, too. Marches aren't just about showing up and being visible and loud. That's great. But also, marches help us find each other. And we find each other so that we can organize, so that we can take bigger action, so that when something goes down in our community, we know who to contact and who will turn up. So that's the goal. That's a big piece of the puzzle here. We're not just taking action by ourselves. We're taking action to find each other. So keep asking your questions. If you have questions about how to walk out, why we're walking out, if you have questions about the logistics of putting together a local meeting spot, ask your questions in the chat. Hey, Renee. So yeah, no, this isn't like a formal kind of thing. This is office hours. We're just chatting here. I'm answering your questions. It's, come and go. So don't feel obligated to stay the whole time. I'm just kind of yapping. So what what should we do? There's a lot you can do. So we're talking about the walkout. Everyone is being prompted to walk out January 20th, 2 p.m. local time. So when we walk out January 20th, 2 p.m. local time, there are so many things that we can do, right? We can walk out. You can, abscond for the afternoon. Request PTO or sick time or just take the afternoon. You can take your 15-minute break. You can take your lunch break at that time, go back to work after a bit, or you can go out and rally with the rest of your community. There are lots of ways to take action here. So what I want to ask you is, how would you like to participate? Is it realistic and feasible for you to walk out? Why or why not? That's, I think, the first question for anyone is, is there a reason? Is there something that would prevent you from participating in a walkout? We have a lot of high schoolers who are organizing their own walkouts, which is really exciting. All right. So let me know, how do you see yourself walking out? What are the logistics? It's for the walkout. This is a lot like making a plan to vote. We know the time. It's 2 p.m., January 20th. That's a Tuesday. It's the day after MLK. So we know the time. How long are you going to walk out? Do you have any considerations that you need to prepare in advance for to be able to walk out? And then with those considerations in mind, how long can you stay out? If you are going to take the afternoon, if you have the capacity and the availability and the option to rally with your community, where's that going to be? And if you don't already have an idea of where that's going to be, check the map. I added that in the comments so you can find it there. And if you don't have anything in your community, you can add something. You can add your own rallying point to the map, and be that kind of person. Be the beacon that other people can come to. And it's not to say that you have to organize a whole big thing. It's just give people a point to come together. That's it. That's really all it is. So let's see. Do we have any more questions? Keep on asking your questions. We are answering questions about. Sorry, we're answering your questions about the Free America Walkout on January 20th at 2 p.m. local time. Remember, it is local time. So, when it's 2 p.m. on the East Coast, that's your time to walk out. That's going to be 1 p.m. Central. So they're not going to walk out yet. They're going to walk out at 2 p.m. their time. So I'm on the West Coast. I will be walking out at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So just make sure you have all your duckies in a row. And if you don't know how to do that, ask us questions. We're here to answer. Now we have a lot more actions being added to the map. Lots of options. So make sure you're checking the map, see if there's something in your community. If you don't see something already in your community, then maybe add it. That would be fantastic because, like I said, it doesn't have to be a whole big thing. We're not asking people to build marches. We're asking people to come together, walk out at 2 p.m. and to show solidarity with each other. If you're retired, there are a lot of options. You can go rally at a sensitive workplace where they can't walk out. Walk out in solidarity with them. It's the same thing. Sorry, y'all. It's the same thing that we did during COVID when people were rallying for nurses who, they're sensitive workers who weren't able to take time off, and people really rallied and supported our emergency workers and our essential workers. So, there are options. You can be the person to organize a rallying point in your community. Like I said, we're not trying to organize whole big marches. Just show up here, and we can all talk about what a free America looks like to us. So there are lots of options, and we can go over those if you have questions about them. See. Right, let me know if you have any questions about the Free America Walkout. That's what we're here for today. This is just office hours, so we're kind of keeping it casual. I'm just kind of yapping and kind of keeping the conversation rolling, but I'm here to answer your questions about how to walk out, like setting up logistics for yourself, when, where, why, how. So add in the comments, and we will answer as best we can. We've gotten a lot of questions over the last few weeks about how to walk out, how to participate. And we've gotten a lot of really great and creative responses. So tomorrow we actually have a mass call tomorrow too. You can join us here. We'll be on YouTube, on Facebook Live, talking about the why and the how, and telling y'all about some of the incredible creative ways that people are walking out. So tune in with us tomorrow. I'm going to drop that link in the chat too. Let's get that. Here we go. Too many tabs open. All right. Hello, Roberta. Yes, we are posting a lot. So, if you follow our Facebook, maybe it's buried in the algorithm, but if you go to our Facebook page, you can see a lot of links and a lot of information about what we have coming up, and a lot of information about the walkout. But if you have questions, if you have specific questions about the walkout, ask me here. That's what I'm here for today, is to answer your questions about the walkout. Thanks for being with us. I'm just here to answer questions. This is this is like office hours in college. I'm just here to answer your questions. we're just chilling together. All right, all right, all right. So yeah, let me know if you have questions about the Free America Walkout. We also, if you can see in the comments, I've added links for both the map, so you can find other walkouts in your area. You can add a walkout to the map in your area. And I've also included the link for tomorrow night's mass call, because we are going to be going over all of this in depth. I'm just kind of glossing over things in yapping, but we are going to have a lot going on tomorrow. We're going to talk with some organizers from around the country. We have huge walkouts being organized in a few different cities. We also have tons of small walkouts being organized across the country. So, come as you are, do what you can. That's really the goal. All right. So keep it coming with the questions. Happy to answer them. We want you to feel comfortable and confident as you prepare to walk out. And like I said, we have some folks who've asked, well, I'm retired. Like, why what am I supposed to do? There are lots of ways for people who are retired, who work remotely, who are stay-at-home parents to participate. Some people are going to be staging retail walkouts. Others are going to be walking out of or rallying in front of sensitive workplaces where people can't walk out. I see a question here. I've seen 2 dates for National Walkout, the 17th and the 20th. I don't know anything about the 17th. The 20th is the Free America Walkout, and that is national. On the 20th, it is at 2 p.m. So this has been, there are lots of actions happening across the country. You can check out where there is an event near you. I'm going to drop that link again. So make sure you check out that link because you'll be able to find walkouts near you. All right. So this is, we're talking about the Free America Walkout, January 20th, 2 p.m. Keep it coming with your questions. Got a lot of answers. Now, I will say there are going to be some people are going to be doing different actions in the weekend leading up to the Free America Walkout. And I know that we've gotten some questions about, like, why are we doing this on a weekday? Like, that's going to inhibit participation. And that's the point. Like, the point isn't to inhibit participation. The point is inconvenience. The point is to disrupt. Because this is a way that we test out our willingness and our ability to break systems and stress systems, because we are actively engaging in noncompliance. That's the message here. We are working on making sure that our economic power is exercised, that we are withholding our labor, we're withholding our economic power. And we're working on escalation. This isn't, we're not just going for visibility here. We are going for working together in ways that are new and uncomfortable. So Kim is saying that she's finding it hard to talk people into it. So For a lot of people, what I've advised and like one way to get people on board is to use your break time. Make sure that your break time is aligned with that. And or request the time off in advance. I have an appointment. I have to be somewhere. Granted, I know that that's tougher for maybe hourly workers. So do what you must. We're all trying to participate in ways that we can. We're also, while we do want people to escalate, that's the goal. We want people to push their own limits, to push their own comfort levels. Because yes, it is a lot more convenient to go march on a Saturday than it is to walk out on a Tuesday afternoon. We completely get that. And also, we are working on demonstrating and exercising non-cooperation with an authoritarian regime, really with a fascist regime. And that means withdrawing our labor. That means withdrawing our economic power. So that is one way to talk people into it, talk them into, using their break time. If you have a union rep, though, check with your union rep to see what your rights are. For public workers, those rights are extremely limited. For private workers, there's a little more flexibility, but it really is going to depend on the workplace. So check with your union rep if you have one. All right, we have Indivisible Chico. One of our members suggested doing an online social media space for folks who are participating in the walkout to post selfies at 2 p.m. local time. Since 2 p.m. walkout implies leaving at 2 p.m., you can go outside, take a walk, post a photo, even if there's no local gathering spot. Exactly 100%. So yes, you can absolutely, and we're recommending people wear red, white, and blue for their pictures. Post with the hashtag. Let me put up the hashtag Free America and or Free America Walkout. So, when you walk out, if you are posting pictures, absolutely do that. If it's just you by yourself, that's great. Just post with hashtag Free America Walkout. So those are some options. And some people who are in kind of more who can't really physically walk out are doing a digital blackout. So they are blocking off their calendar, not taking meetings for the hour of 2 p.m. They are not responding to messages at 2 p.m., putting up away messages. That is another way that people can participate. Withdraw your labor. All right. Let's take a peek. I'm going to keep watching the comments here. We have close to 300 actions available on the map, by the way. So if you did want to join another walkout, if there's no local gathering spot, you can absolutely find that on the map. Check the comment section here because it's been posted a couple times. That's going to be action.womensmarch.com. That's how that URL starts. And also, if there is no local gathering spot in your community, consider being the person to set that up. If there, it doesn't have to be a whole big thing, just pick a spot. Tell people like, hey, I'm going to be here by 2:15. So see you there. It's, it can be as simple as that, especially public spaces. All right. Looking great. Keep asking your questions. We're here to clarify and get y'all comfortable. we just want everyone to be comfortable and feel prepared for the walkout. January 20th, 2 p.m. All right. Actually, I'm going to edit that. All right. And keep watching your comments, but keep asking questions. We want to make sure that you feel ready and comfortable to walk out on Tuesday of next week. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 13th. We're walking out on January 20th. We are thrilled to be working with lots of different partners across the country, across the communities. 5051, who y'all may know from the No Kings marches, is a partner on this event. They are joining us to take action across the country, and we are really excited and proud of their partnership. So we have lots of folks who are going to be turning out and taking action. All right, what about being a proxy walkout for someone who absolutely cannot walk out? Yes, that is such a valid way to take action. We have a lot of people who work in sensitive workplaces who aren't able to walk out. We're thinking about nurses, teachers, mental health workers who have a responsibility to their patients, childcare workers who have a responsibility to children. So there are lots of ways to take action and to support them too. And being a proxy walkout is one great way to do it. We've had some people who are planning to wave signs at a local hospital in solidarity with their medical workers who can't walk out. There are also care workers who are going to get together, organize each other, take a group picture, and post it at 2 p.m. that day. So we for sure have ways to take action. And we are recommending for people who are organizing their teams and their coworkers in sensitive workplaces like that to wear red, white, and blue for those pictures, because this is our country and we want it back. So make sure and for those, make sure you're using the hashtags Free America and Free America Walkout. All right. So Molly, let me know if that answers your question. And in the meantime, keep asking questions. I am here to answer. Really excited to make sure that everyone is comfortable, feels ready. And we are going to be coming back to this too. Tomorrow night, we have a mass call that we're going to be going in depth about why walkouts are powerful and effective. We're going to be talking about why we're doing this right now. And we'll also be talking about what it leads to after the walkout, so make sure you stay tuned. But we're talking about the different ways that people are taking action too. How many people are coming, do we think? Man, we've got, so on the map itself, we have close to 300 actions right now. But that's not even accounting for the number of people who've registered. For tomorrow's call, we have thousands of people registered to learn how they're going to be taking action and to get ready. We have thousands upon thousands signed up to participate within the different events that we already have. We have tens of thousands of pledges. So and that's growing. Those numbers are increasing by the day, especially after this last week, because more and more people are realizing we have every reason to walk out. Every reason. We have a great question from Greta. how do you do the walkout if you have trouble walking? So this is probably the tricky thing about the word walkout, right? The choice of the word walkout implies walking out. Doesn't mean literally walking out. We're just asking people to leave, to exit what you're doing, exit work, exit your home, exit a place of business. So some people are doing retail walkouts. Just exit really is the other way of putting that. So you don't have to literally walk out. That's totally that's totally fine if you are just exiting. Walkout just has a better. I think more people understand what you mean by walkout than mass exodus. You know what I mean? So, and also there's a long history of walkouts across the world. There have been national school walkouts across the country. There have been, there have been civil rights walkouts. There's a long history of walkouts as non-cooperative actions. So that's why we're calling it a walkout. It doesn't mean you literally have to be able to walk out. Just exit. Yeah. So the question was about, if you don't have trouble or if you have trouble walking. That's the question I was answering, is you don't have to do it literally. It's not a literal, walk out thing, but we do want you to exit. That's the goal. The goal is to exit, is to leave work behind, withdraw your labor, withdraw your economic power, and withhold it. Don't cooperate. Non-cooperation is incredibly powerful. And as we face authoritarianism, as we stare down the face of fascism, it's going to take non-cooperation to fight back. And while we're at it, I am going to, let's see. I'm going to pull up something on the authoritarian playbook because I think this is a really great time to talk about it. We're going to talk about this tomorrow too in the mass call. But we really do, we're up against descending authoritarianism. We've already experienced so much of these. We've experienced direct investigations against critics. We've seen the military deployed domestically. We've seen license to law breaking. That was day one of this administration, was pardoning insurrectionists, many of whom have been rearrested. We've seen federal law enforcement overreach. We saw that last week. We are seeing it today. We're seeing it across the country, and we've been seeing it for months, this entire year. We are watching regulatory retaliation. So the last piece in the playbook is that the autocrat won't leave. We are not leaving that to chance. We're not letting that happen. And that's going to take fighting back. That's going to take us choosing not to cooperate in a system of authoritarianism. Shane, I am unable to add people to the stage, but you can say as much as you'd like in the comments, and I can pop that on up here. So Saul has a question for the walkout that they're doing in the 20th in Springfield. Are they expected to have a good amount there? You know what? Just show up, do what you got to do. We don't know if MAGA will try to show up. They might. And yes, showing up in numbers, incredible. That would be great. And also, every person counts. Even if it's just you alone walking out in your workplace, in your smaller town, that's someone, And yeah, Shane, you are, we are having people walk out. We are walking out for a free America, for an America that is just and fair. And we are banning Kevin. Bye. Yeah. I forgot to mention that we are pretty heavy-handed on the ban hammer here. So, I don't play that. I'm not playing those games. Thanks. So the point is, though, we are fighting for something better. We are fighting to preserve and protect democracy as an institution within our nation. We are fighting to create an America where people are treated justly, where immigrants are treated as the equals that they are, where women are treated as the equals that we are. We are fighting for something better. And that's why we are taking action. So tell me in the comments, what's the free America that you are fighting for? What is a free America to you? Things really do have to change. And it starts with us. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be one day of action. I think it's important to know your rights. With being scared that ICE might show up, that's a valid concern. And know your right. Like, I think it's important to know your rights. If that is something that, if it's big enough in your community organizers will be on top of that, hopefully. But also, the thing is that they want us afraid. That's the point. Renee Nicole Good did not comply. She was not fearful. And really, it feels like that was what they were punishing, is that she wasn't fearful enough. That is the point of what ICE is doing right now, is to make people afraid and scare people into complying, to scare people out of taking action. So don't let them. That is our responsibility, is to push back, to make sure that they know that they don't get to scare us into compliance. They don't get to scare us into conformity. We are fighting back. Free America is where people can be who they want and feds don't overstep their authority. This is true. So something that I've been thinking a lot about personally is, how do I frame what I believe? And how do I frame these goals in a way that isn't about what I don't want? How do I frame a free America as something that I do want? The things that we're working toward, not the things that we're working against. And I think that's something really tricky it's like a tricky thought exercise at times, especially right now. But I am going to challenge y'all to think about that too. Like, how are we, what are we working for rather than what are we working against? Yeah. We have a comment from YouTube. Native Americans are being taken off the streets. Nobody's safe. It's wild to think that Native Americans would be taken off the streets. Where would they go? This is home. This was theirs first. But yeah, things really do have to change, and it starts with us. We have work to do. Absolutely. Support and document, Joyce. This is, creating an honest archive and making sure that the truth is continuously told, that we are repeating the truth over and over, is very important. And something that I've learned is, rather than repeating the lies to correct them, instead, we relentlessly push the truth. Don't repeat lies, even if to correct them. Relentlessly push the truth. Continue telling the truth. Don't feed the lies by repeating them to correct them. Only offer the truth. That's a really important way to kill the fire that lies start, and to let those fires die down. Like, to take the power away from the lie and instead protect the truth by pushing it further and harder than the lies. And that can be tough in an era of feeding the algorithm. Algorithms love controversy. Social media platforms love controversy because that drives revenue. That drives clicks. That drives people staying and angry reacting. You know that angry reactions get more algorithmic weight. Posts with a lot of angry reactions get a lot more algorithmic weight than posts that don't. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more outrageous content, more content that people get inflamed by, rather than positive content, for that reason. Stirs up controversy and it stirs up clicks. Because at the end of the day, on social media, we are the product. If you are using a product for free, then you are the product. And so we as audiences are what is being sold to advertisers. And algorithms have been designed to keep people on social media sites longer, so that we'll receive more advertisements, we'll purchase more things. So keep that in mind as you're scrolling too. Keep that in mind as you engage with content that makes you a little ragey, because that's the point. It's the point is for you to engage with it and stay, rather than live the truth and live your life. So be aware of that. Is it important to know what is going on? Yes. And also, just don't be rage baited, all right, so keep asking your questions about the Free America Walkout, because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable and ready. You can take another sip of water. Our team chat is blowing up. All right, it is really busy over here on the Women's March team, by the way. All right. Oh, now we have over 300 events on the calendar. So we got a lot going on here. We have a lot of folks organizing across the country, organizing walkouts, organizing, there are digital walkouts that are solidarity actions. We have folks who are blacking out their calendars for work if they cannot physically walk out. We have people who are going and waving signs at sensitive workplaces where people can't walk out, like hospitals and schools. Because, we know we are sensitive to the understanding that, there are sensitive workplaces. Some people will not be able to walk out. But we also have some pretty cool folks walking out with us across the country. So we hope that you will also be joining us. We have about 5 minutes left here of office hours. And, this is casual. I'm just here to answer your questions. So just keep asking your questions, and if you have more questions, we have office hours today, Wednesday, Friday, and Monday, but also tomorrow night we have a mass call, and that's going to be with several organizers across the country and organizations who are partnering with us on the Free America Walkout on January 20th at 2 p.m. We have organizers who are getting creative and taking action in unique ways that, if you want to copy them, by all means, like, let's do it. We're working together here. This is collaborative. And then we're going to be talking about the why, the history of walkouts, why we know that they're effective, why non-cooperation is so powerful. And we're going to be talking about how you can participate in a walkout, the actions that you can take, the ways that you can prepare, as well as the ways that you can prepare to organize your own walkout in your community. So make sure that you're ready for that tomorrow. I'm going to drop that link again in the chat. Make sure to sign up for that mass call. We are so excited to have you all join us. Get lots of information with lots of great people. So make sure to pop on in. And if that doesn't answer all your questions, I will be here Wednesday, Friday, and next Monday as well. We'll be also sharing these office hours a little bit more widely, but we shared this out just with the app to start off with, because we wanted to thank our app users for being so awesome, for being such a great community, and make sure that that is being rewarded, because y'all are at the front lines, and we love having you with us. So then tomorrow after the walkout, these office hours are going to be going out a bit more widely. I know that some of y'all found us through YouTube and Facebook, and we're happy to have you here with us too. So make sure to join with us then tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do that walkout mass call so that y'all get a better understanding of why we're doing a walkout instead of a march this year. There were lots of marches over the weekend, but we are escalating our actions. And so we're going to do a deep dive into what it really means to escalate and why. So make sure you join us tomorrow. We're going to be, that link is there in the chat. I'm going to drop one more link in the chat if you would like to join a walkout in your community. Or if you would like to create a walkout in your community, if you don't find one there already, join us on the calendar. That's the action.womensmarch.com. And that's our Free America walkout calendar and map. So you can find other actions near you, put in your city, put in your zip code to find a walkout close to you, and to find people in your community who are walking out with you. All right, the link is not working in YouTube chat. My apologies, friend. Are you not able to copy and paste it? Let me go hop in there myself, see what I can do about it. Don't want feedback. Ooh. Oh, and you're on mobile though, huh? All right, yeah, that's deleting that comment there. All right, let's see. That's odd. All right, so what you can do, we're blocking this guy. Perfect. So let's take a peek. I'm trying to figure out how. There we go. What I'm going to do for YouTube. All right, I tried to send it again. If that does not work, I'm going to add that or add it to the description after this is over. You can also find us on Facebook. Check out our social media. And for Greta, I have a question from Greta. If we're retired, do we just walk out of our own homes? Do we leave? I guess I just don't get it. That's okay. Like, that's what I'm here for. So yes, you can just walk out of your home. We recommend finding a walkout in your community. You can find that at the link that I'm going to drop right here. So check out the map, see if there's another walkout in your community already scheduled. You can find more people to take action with. Some people who are retired are staging retail walkouts. So they're going to retailers who are boycotted and they are walking out. Sorry, I have a giant cat. We have some people who are going to be holding up signs at sensitive workplaces for people who cannot walk out. So, Greta, if you're retired and you feel so inclined, if you want to go support nurses who can't walk out, you can go wave a sign at your local hospital. It says, I'm fighting for a free America, something like that. So we have, and some people who are whose mobility is impaired. Some of them are going to be taking group pictures. So wearing red, white, and blue, post them at 2 p.m. on January 20th with the hashtag Free America and Free America Walkout. All right. So this is not a how do I put this? That's 4th of July, and that's a good 6 months out. Women's March annually, has historically done a march around the anniversary of Inauguration Day. And this year, we're escalating. We are escalating our actions because the administration is escalating theirs. We have to withdraw cooperation from this authoritarian regime because authoritarianism depends on compliance. And yes, Brenda, absolutely. It's something we can do. And it's not that's out of the question. But right now, what we're focused on is the Free America Walkout on January 20th at 2 p.m. Because this is not a be-all, end-all, one-time action. We have to be able to move together regularly. We have to be relentless. One-day actions are not going to fix everything. So we are building the muscle for ongoing, repetitive, and relentless resistance through non-cooperation. This is just one of many things that we're going to be doing this year, because after this, we are moving right into March for International Women's Day. And stay tuned for that, because that's going to be really big too. This is not a be-all, end-all. This is not this is not the only thing we do this year. This is not the only thing that we're going to be doing. And that's the thing. Yes, marches are great, and we love a march. It's in our name. And also, like I said, we have to escalate. We can't just show up and wave cool signs and say, yes, we've defeated fascism, because that hasn't worked. That hasn't defeated fascism. So we are escalating along with this regime. And so we are going, it's yes, and this is not it's just the only thing that we're doing. We're doing a lot of things. And so, we're not necessarily talking about what our next plans are, because we have a lot of partners to work with too. This is, we're a nationwide organization with a lot of nationwide partners. And so sometimes there are things that we keep kind of close to the vest, but also we have a good 6 months that, yes, some of our plans are working 6 months out. But also we don't publish our plans until it's getting pretty close to locked in with all the relevant partners. So I hope that helps you understand that we're not saying no to that. It's very much a yes and. Right now, at this very moment, we are focused on making sure that people are comfortable, prepared, and understanding of why we are walking out on January 20th so that they are able to do that themselves as well. So if you have questions about how to walk out, we'll be back on Wednesday and Friday. We also have a mass call tomorrow night. So this is a building exercise. This is building the muscle for non-cooperation. We are helping each other stretch our kind of comfort zones. Because, yeah, it is a lot more comfortable to go to a march on a Saturday that is sanctioned, that has permits, and walkouts are kind of uncomfortable. And it's going to be, if we want to achieve the stop of authoritarianism, if we want to achieve a free America, we're not always going to be comfortable in that process. It's not always going to be a comfortable action. And so we want people to get comfortable with stretching themselves, with working together and taking more actions in different ways. So we're really excited to walk out with y'all on January 20th. Keep asking questions. We'll see you on social media. We'll see you on the app, and we'll see you tomorrow night at the mass call. Make sure to RSVP, and we're excited to tell you more tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.